We finally paid our first mortgage payment. Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Hi, I'm Bo.
And I'm Win.
And we are trying to stay on the same page financially while having separate bank accounts, which is an adventure and a half and not something that we see very much on YouTube. So here we be. These are our transactions from the past week. Let us see how it went. On the 11th, Win paid S&M Collections $50, and then he had $50 for miscellaneous and $20 for Adventure. That is for the boys, for his kids. And we got our closing costs reimbursed by Win's twin sister for $35,364.
We should do that more often.
Yeah, I wish. Anyway, yeah, that was fantastic. And it was long awaited. And I know we've been kind of vague about it, but that's just because it's not our business to share what exactly was going on with that. But we did get it.
What I can say is she did get that money to us literally as soon as she actually could.
Yes. And then on the 12th, Win got stuff at the movie theater for the kids for $27.
No. I got 3 sodas for $27. Never again.
Never is a real strong word.
Also, all men do is lie.
That's
I
true.
will absolutely be spending money at a theater again, probably on sodas.
Yes.
But I don't have to like it.
Let's be very real. You do not have to like it. I certainly don't like it. And then I paid waterproofing. We got we got 2 sump pumps and a dehumidifier installed in the basement, and that came out to $26,226. It was the official amount was higher than that, but that was if we let the account go without payment until interest started accruing. So interest wasn't going to accrue for a year, but I didn't want to deal with it. So I just paid it.
So I think we should do that more often, and we should never do that again.
Correct.
Okay.
And then I got snacky snacks for $14, which was literally me buying snacks 2 separate times to take Win to and from work. The gig that he had was quite a distance away, and I was tired, and driving was real rough, so I stopped for snackies on the way there and on the way back.
Oh, the things this woman does to make sure I'm okay. I will never be done thanking you.
I love you too. And then I stuffed $585 in my envelopes, which, envelopes in quotations because it's just buckets, categories, however you want to call it. And then on the 13th, we spent $31 at Home Depot on miscellaneous supplies. We got tape, we got finishing nails.
Powerade.
Yeah, Powerade. It's clearly a necessity. It actually was, because it's 90 degrees out, and doing manual labor in 90-degree weather is real rough. We also got yard bags.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yep.
Those were on sale, so we got more.
Yep. So yeah, that was $31. And then more snacky snacks for $6. We went to Costco and got snackies there.
We
And then,
enjoyed ourselves at Costco.
yes. And then on the 14th, the mortgage finally got paid. Very exciting times, y'all. Very exciting times. So this mortgage, $4,031. $4,031.
Wait, that's more than our rent was.
By a lot. So this mortgage thing, we thought about a couple different ways to handle it. Because Win is only working very part-time during the summer. so but we're now going to be getting the housing voucher for the tenants that we currently have.
Including back pay.
Yes, we're going to be getting that on August 1st. If you haven't checked out our house update, there's not a whole lot to it, but you might want to watch it. It was yesterday. But
do it. No, I'm kidding.
so we thought about just putting in the mortgage payment, like how much was actually coming from Wynn's income. But we decided that we're going to include the whole thing. So you're going to see this atrocious number every month, but you'll also see how much is coming in for rent. So it'll be, the numbers kind of look skewed because the whole $4,000 isn't coming out of our pay, but it is kind of important to know that is what's coming out of our account.
Yeah. At the end of the day, while different budgets make different kind of sense for different people, the point is to be transparent and to be able to look back and see what actually happened.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes. But then, also on the 14th, I got that other phone fixed. So now we have 2 fully functional phones. Very exciting times. And then I went over budget by $8 in the home category. The phone was part of personal category, so the repair actually cost more than $291. It was actually $371. But I'd already put $80 in personal, so it was $291 over. And then home was $8 over. So that was, what did I get? Oh, I got Ziploc bags, and I got,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I got a big box of Ziploc sandwich bags, and I got something else that was also necessary. And it was just like 2 things that cost like $12, $15 or something, but like, you know how that is, that adds up. Then on the 15th, Wynn got a ride to a shift that he picked up. He picked it up and didn't have enough time after picking it up to make it there on public transit. So,
But part of why I picked up this shift was they were paying emergency rates. And I'm about that life.
yes. So it's higher pay than a lot of the gigs that he's been getting. So it was worth getting the ride share.
Almost double.
Yep.
It's hot.
And then on the 16th, the internet bill came out. That was $55. Also, Wynn dropped off our cat to get his teeth cleaned. Y'all, they tried to upsell me 4 separate times. They called me 4 separate times trying to upsell me. The vet did.
What did they even say?
So the first time they called me, it was about the that medication to help with recovery from anesthesia.
I specifically signed to
Yeah,
not
they
do
still,
that.
huh?
So when I dropped him off, there were like 2 sheets front and back about what things we want and what things we don't. I signed up to give him the one medicine to help regulate him, and that cost what it cost.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I already said yes to that.
But they still called me. They still call me.
Wow, they're just not good at things.
And also, then like an hour later, they called me to ask me to approve blood work because they were worried about his heart health. And like his recovery from anesthesia. And then they called me again an hour after that, or not even an hour, it was maybe half an hour after that, to get urinalysis done to check his kidney function, because like from his blood work it looked like some of his levels might have been a little high. And I'm like, Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't. No, my cat is fine and nothing is wrong with him aside from needing his teeth cleaned. Stop doing this to me. And then when they were telling me that he was ready, they called me again to tell me he was ready and that I should sign up for their pet insurance policy because then we would save some money on the procedures today. Mind you, we would be saving like $28 out of the $700 that it costs. Don't play me. Don't play me. So I'm never going there again. Never going there again.
The original bill was like $1,000, except that they tried to pre-bill us for radiology, and when I looked through and saw like he doesn't need X-rays for anything, she's like, oh, then she unchecked it.
Absolutely outrageous.
And it came down like almost $400.
Absolutely outrageous. Like we're never going there again. But it's not, that transaction isn't on here because that charge is still pending. That's the only reason why it's not on here. So that'll be on next week's. But I was so heated. I was so angry about the situation that I had to share it now because it was ridiculous. I've never had people try to upsell me so many times in one day. And I was at work. So, like, you're calling me 4 times at work while I'm at work and it's not an emergency? Get out of my face. And they made me leave work early because they decided that they were going to close early today. They're going to close early. And,
which is just unprofessional in the first place.
Well, I mean, I don't know why they were closing early, but they said I had to pick them up by 3 o'clock. And I wasn't going to make it there if I had stayed my whole shift. So I left work early so that I could get there in time. Very frustrating. So then, after that, the rest of the closing costs reimbursement, that went all back to house savings. So that's $9,138 because that is going to go towards the rest of the remodel because we're not done remodeling. And then Toady, the app that we use to manage our household chores, that came out for $6. And that is it for the week. So let us see what the details were for the envelopes. The envelopes. Yes, the revolving envelopes. So it's very simple tracker. I made this really quick. So for groceries, we started with $12, added $100, spent $98, so there's $14 left. Woo, ballin'. Bulk buys started with $33, added $30, spent $42, so there's $21 left. Transportation, we added $30, so there's $242. Health started with $112, added $250, spent $14, so there's $348. Home shopping, there was nothing. Added $30, spent $38, so we had to add $8. So there's $0 again already. Birthdays started with $13, added $5, so there's $18. Clothing started with $38, added $25, so there's $63. Shoes, we're still at $279. Pet care started with $60, added $15, so there's $75. Personal, y'all. This month has not been great for my personal fund. Started with $0, added $80, spent $371, so we had to add $291 to make that $0. And then Elphaba started with $256, added $20, so there's $276. Yo. This month has been chaos on my end, and I don't normally overspend quite this much, but you know, I don't know. You're not my real mom. You're not my real mom. I'll just say that. And I know it sounds really flippant, but in all honesty, budgeting to me, I can never be super strict on it. If I do get super strict on my budget, it will absolutely be like a crash diet and I will rebound like crazy. So instead, I try to use the budget as a way to prioritize where my money's going. And I decide in the moment. I have to ask myself every time I spend money that's unbudgeted, what is this more important than in this moment to me? And that's how I deal with it. That's how I reconcile the fact that I do not stay in budget. It's not my favorite. I'd love to stay on budget, but it's not realistic for me. So I have to just make those hard decisions and face my life, I guess. Anyway.
Honestly, if I may comment, I feel like it's not that you don't stay on budget. It's that there are still so many variables in our life that we can't predict all of our spending ahead of time. Yeah, there are choices that could be made differently. I know. Snackies.
Yes.
Hobbies. But these things matter too for different reasons. If we have the ability to stay strictly on budget, we also have the ability to slowly die inside. Choices need to be made.
It's not always binary like that, but we're doing our best. We're doing our best. Okay. Anyway. What this means for the budget is for inflow, other income, $35,364.
We should do that more often.
From savings, $37, and then rollover was $8,058.
He's just a little guy.
So that's a total inflow of $43,459. And then we're not investing right now, but let's go to when spending.
So first we start off with rent. Just kidding. I wish. No. I'm happy about this. Mortgage, $4,031. Kid bills did not come out this time. Internet, $55. S&M collections came through with $50. Heating bill, there have been some. Oh, okay.
It's not yet.
Yeah. So adventures, $20. Miscellaneous got wild. Y'all, that stuff I was just saying about hobbies. Yeah, I made some choices about some games that I play and some other things. You're not my real dad. Do I get to use that?
Sure.
You're not my real dad. And then no rollover?
Not until the end of the paycheck.
Right. Okay, so budgeted subtotal, $4,500. Actual spending in just the first week, $4,265. So not great. But that leaves $49,194.
39,000.
Oh, sorry, $39,194. I like that math. Cerberus, knock it off.
Now we get to my spending, which is my checking account. Sorry, the kitty is rubbing his face against the tripod. So for dining out, we've already spent $20 of the $30 that's budgeted. And then waterproofing wasn't budgeted, but we paid off the whole amount, so that was $26,226. And then variable envelopes got $884. So that is a subtotal of $27,130, which is way more than budgeted. But again, we didn't know when we were going to get this this reimbursement for our closing costs. We didn't know when we were going to get that. So there was no way to budget it in advance. But that leaves us with $12,064. Now, I wasn't planning on saving yet. I wasn't planning on saving until Wynn started getting paid again from the school. But I wanted to put the rest of the closing costs money into the house maintenance fund so that we can pay for the remodeling that we still have to do. So that's $9,138 going towards house maintenance. That's the subtotal, and that leaves us with $2,926. Now for savings spent, just $6 on Toady, which is an app that we use to track our chores, and $31 towards house maintenance. So that's $37 total savings spent. And that leaves us with $2,889 to make it through the second week, which is totally a reasonable thing, and we can absolutely do it. I feel really good about this week, really, because this week, even though we went over budget, we made so much progress and paid the mortgage while Win is not getting paid full-time income right now. Like, that makes such a huge difference. Such a huge difference. When we first got together, the first summer after we got together, when you had no income,
Yeah.
like,
I promised I would never do that again.
correct, and you've done way better. This whole rollover and saving up for summer and everything, like, this has made a huge difference in our lives. And I want to keep at it every year because it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
And right now we're set up so that we know, as long as we don't go wildly over budget, you can make it through the summer. You can make it to the first paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an amazing feeling.
Yep. And so since Bo reined me in on my wild overspending, each year's gotten a little better. I got better at actually going to work all the time, not overstressing myself and having to call off for injury or sickness. And I have the quiet goal of just taking this rollover thing as far as it can go. Yeah.
I mean, we're taking it until you get your first paycheck if we can manage it.
Yeah, but I want to go further and still accomplish that goal, but also have a larger and larger emergency fund, for example.
Well, yes, but that...
Or start paying the mortgage down faster.
Yes, but that won't be rollover then.
Oh. Well, I guess I want to do both things then. Point is, it's working because we're doing it on purpose. We're approaching it intentionally. We're not hiding. We write everything down. And folks, that's why budget beats broke every time.
And never forget that you too deserve financial stability. And part of that means deciding what is most important for your next dollar to do for you. I love you so much. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.